Let's get started in this video. As you can see, the market cap has dipped a little bit from yesterday. We went over the $500 billion market cap mark yesterday, and right now we're sitting around $492 billion, but the trade volume's looking decent, around $23 billion. Bitcoin dominance is very high at 37.1%, and right now Bitcoin's sitting around $10,829. It just was over $10,950 not too long ago, about an hour and a half ago, so we were testing that $11,000 price point again, but right now we are sitting negative 0.2% on the day. A lot of coins are in the red today, as you can see if we scroll down through this list, but that is to be expected after a good 3 to 4 days of positive gains. There's got to be some type of sell-off or correction, as people are going to take profit, especially if they bought maybe 5 or 6 days ago. A lot of these coins are up a decent amount to a point where it's actually pretty profitable to sell and then hope for a small correction and buy back in and strengthen your position, and that's what a lot of people are probably doing, especially if you bought about 6 days ago down here. Watch Bitcoin rise up to here and then sold off a little bit, and then you just wait for it to drop a little bit more and you can strengthen your position, and that's what's probably more than likely happening. But if we scroll down the list, Bitcoin at 10.8, Ethereum really hasn't been affected too much today at 9.35, Ripple's at $1.14, so that hasn't gone down too much. So none of these corrections or these dips or sell-offs are huge. They're anywhere from about 0.25% to maybe 5 to 6% with most coins right now. Bitcoin Cash sitting at $1,500, Litecoin at $2.18, Neo at $1.29. Everything's looking very healthy. Tron is over 5 cents again, so that's great. And if we continue down this list, a lot of cryptocurrencies are barely down, but most of them are in the red. Very few in the green. GDAX DAO is in the green, but this one is easily pumped. We've seen it pumped before. And we continue down, Z Classics in the green, Revain and Augur is in the green. Cryptos that we really haven't gone over too much on this channel. And ALF is in the green as well, but none of them are extremely in the green. Polymath is up 22%. They were at the Bitcoin Dallas conference, and we also did a dedicated video on them if you guys want to read more about them. I think this is going to be a very fast rising cryptocurrency, and you guys should definitely keep your eyes on this crypto, as I think it's going to climb into the top 50 very, very soon. But let's continue down here now. The Z Coin is another one in the green, and Chainlink as well, but otherwise most coins are in the red. I think the biggest gainer in the top 100 today is probably that DigiX DAO, which is the gold standard of cryptocurrency. That's how they kind of play themselves to be. They have about $95 million in trade volume, which is a ton. It's a decent amount of trade volume for them today. And as you can see, they literally were flatlined and then spiked up in the last 24 hours. So it's something to definitely keep your eye on, but it's got such a low supply. Its market is easily manipulated, so keep your eyes on that and don't just jump into a crypto. But if we go to some crypto news, an article on Cointelegraph was published saying that we went over $500 billion in the cryptocurrency market cap, and Bitcoin was over $11,000. This was yesterday. It was a great day for crypto. If you were watching, it felt really good to see this surge in all different cryptos. A lot of cryptos shot up yesterday, anywhere from 5% to even 15%, and some seeing even bigger growth than that. Now, this is a great time for crypto. I still believe that we're going to continue to trend upwards. Sundays are usually always a little bit red, so I wouldn't be too worried if you're wondering or asking yourself, when will this red stop? I would assume Monday we're going to see some trade volume come in, and hopefully by Wednesday we see the Asian market get very involved, and I think this week we could be due for some type of small bull run. Now that Lunar New Year is over, we should see some new capital start to come back into the space, and as we head towards that $700 billion market cap, we're really going to see a lot of new FOMO and a lot of new hype and a lot of new users in the cryptocurrency space, and with that we're going to see a lot of growth and a lot of potential with a lot of coins. Now, another coin that you probably should be watching right now, an ICO is coming out for Telegram. Everyone is talking about this ICO. They've reportedly raised $850 million already. Now, to invest in this pre-sale that they did to raise $850 million, you had to be worth, I think, you had to be worth more than $1 million and have an annual income of $200,000 to be able to buy in to this pre-sale of Telegram. And they raised $850 million. And a lot of them were from institutions. So a payment service provider in Russia gave $17 million. So there's a lot of big industry investing in this Telegram ICO. So $300 million was invested by another man. So it's crazy to just see how many people are getting behind this. This is big business coming to crypto, and that's what we're going to see a lot of in the future. I wouldn't be surprised one day to see a Facebook ICO or a Twitter ICO or a YouTube ICO. YouTube's probably a far fetch, but Google ICO, Apple ICO, who knows what's to come in the next decade. decade, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, if you think you're going to get in on Telegram ICO at a penny or at a sweet price and see 200x gains on this, most likely not. They're a public company and they know their value, so their tokens are going to come out at an already established price where it's not going to be the cheapest deal in the world, and it's already going to probably be a little bit overpriced and a little bit overbought. Thus, probably when it comes out of its ICO, it might see a small price dip as people just look to sell right after the ICO and after it get listed on exchanges, and then slowly over a few years rise as long as their ICO and their blockchain tech is useful and doing something. But right now, this is probably something I wouldn't personally buy into. I just think the ICO is going to be a little bit overpriced because they're a public company. They know their value, so they're going to value their ICO at a pretty steep price. You get the best deals on an ICO when it's a company that this is their first go at something. Obviously, it's more risky with an investment in a company that has no established background, but the more the risk, the higher the reward. And with Telegram, there's not a lot of risk here, so it's going to be highly priced, and there probably won't be a massive climb of 10 to 15 to 20x right when this coin comes out of the gates, out of its ICO. So this would be something, if you buy in the ICO, you probably will have to hold for a couple of years and hope that they really develop something on the blockchain to find value in the token. Now, another piece of news, Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank, you guys, if you watch that program, Herjavec has been on it pretty much since the very beginning. Herjavec actually is a believer in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, he is not an investor himself, but he thinks Bitcoin could definitely go above the January high of $20,000. He said, I'll take out that high. I'm saying it right now. Or it'll take out that high. So he thinks it's going to beat that $20,000 high, but he's not an investor. And if we go down here, this is something that he predicts 10 years down the line due to the power of blockchain. So this is what Robert said. That will probably be a reality in 10 years because of blockchain. I will walk somewhere and a sensor will automatically know it's me. The sensor will be linked to my bank. It'll know how much money I have. I'll pick up something like at an Amazon store. It'll automatically be scanned. And as I leave, it will automatically be verified and paid for. Now, he thinks that's possible with blockchain technology in the next 10 years. Obviously, Amazon's already doing something like that, and they launched their pilot store in Washington, the state. I think it was Seattle or Redmond, somewhere in Washington. They launched a pilot store where you can literally go in and you just grab something, you walk out with it, and it automatically gets charged to your Amazon account with face recognition, all of that kind of stuff. And he thinks with the power of blockchain, this will become more widely adoptable. And I believe he's right. The power of blockchain technology right now isn't really being even utilized to even a 1/1,000,000th of its potential, as most of it's just being treated as quick get rich type of schemes where it's quick pump and dump investments, and people are just investing in cryptos just to make money, not really behind the tech or to hold it for a long-term period. I know a lot of people call themselves hodlers, but most people that I think invest in this market are looking to invest in Ripple at $1 and watch it shoot to 10 and then cash out. They're not looking to stay with Ripple for the next decade and see where the tech goes and see if it's one day valued at like $300 or something. They're just looking to make quick 10x or 15x on most of their investments. But I think over the next decade, it's going to become a lot like the stock market, where people aren't just dumping money in to stay in the position for a week or two. They're dumping money in as a long-term retirement plan, or as a long-term investment, or some type of quick way to get rich. Obviously, there'll still be swing traders and day traders, but I think in the future, this will be treated a lot like the stock market with investments. You look at the company, you'll really want to believe in their tech, and you'll want to believe that they're going to go somewhere and their team is solid. And then you'll invest and leave your money in there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or until your retirement, and then have a decent fund to retire on. So I think that's really where this is going, and the tech is going to propel the world that much faster. I know a lot of people always talk like, oh, when flying cars, when robot butlers, obviously with blockchain, this is going to accelerate it. Some people are like, oh, robots, we won't have AI, smart AI for another 25 years, 30 years, but blockchain could propel that to maybe 5 years, 10 years. This technology, we don't even know what it's capable of just yet. And I think we're just at the cusp of something truly great. And we're only seeing about 1% of its total potential right now. So until the next one, happy trading and goodbye.